Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're off to see an old friend. Alright guys, oh hold up, speed bump, we gotta negotiate first here. Oh, it's a big one. Ow. Alright, for the first time in months, there she is. Good old Bonnie. Alright, I think you guys are gonna know what's gonna come now. Alright, and the big secret is out. This is where the Bonneville's been for the past, well, let's think about it, September 20th. So that would be 7 months. 7 months, right on, I think. September to April, yeah. It's almost 7 months to the day. It would have been, if I'd been here yesterday at 4:20, it would have been 7 months right on, because it shipped out of Ottawa on September 20th. But what are you going to do? Anyway, this is where the Bonneville's been sitting. It's my grandmother's apartment building. That's the building over there. She doesn't drive anymore, so she graciously let me use her parking space to store this thing. Otherwise, it would have probably been the scrapyard for this thing. And I really don't want to get rid of this thing. As much as some people would look at it and think it's gone, I hopefully will never have to get rid of this car, ever. Like, this will be in my garage, done up super, super nice. It'll be this thing in the corner of the garage, the Murcielago in the middle, and then my wife's car closest to the house in my 3-bay garage in the future. Alright, let's talk plans for the old girl here. September 20th, the engine let go. Now, I haven't dug into the engine at all. I don't know what went wrong. Max thinks it might have spun a rod bearing. I'm not really sure. That's my best guess. That might not even have been what Max said because it was so long ago. But long story short, September, I think it was 17th or 16th, the engine let go. It was 2 weeks into school. The engine let go. And then it just sat in residence parking lot. Then I started looking around for another car and found the Celica, thinking it was going to be reliable. Drove the Celica for a while. Then, you know, shit went down with it in Christmas time. Then I had the Elantra for a while. Then the Celica got fixed finally, recently, as you guys saw. And here we are. So 7 months later, this car hasn't moved. I've been seeing it every time I've been in town. I've come to check up on it at least once, but you guys never saw it. This is the first time you guys have seen the car in the flesh since the video where I explained what happened to it. My plans for it are to hopefully engine swap it. Well, I can engine swap it. It's just a matter of how and when I'm going to do it. When it comes to the engine swap, I could go 2 different routes. I could swap a... Hold up, we need to back up for a second. This car, this Bonneville, you could get the Bonneville in 3 trim levels. You could get the SE, the SLE, or the SSEI. You could get the GXP, but in terms of the V6s, you could get SE, SLE, and SSEI. This car new was an SLE, which means it had a naturally aspirated 3.8 liter V6, the 3800 series engine. I would like to at some point put the supercharged V6 out of the SSEI in it, but in order to do that you have to swap the dash. I think all the wiring harness has to be changed. I could be wrong on that. But that would be a much bigger project than just a direct replacement NA engine. Now, the car doesn't need just an engine swap. This rear suspension is on its way out, and I actually have the new suspension in the trunk. Well, it was in the back seat, I just moved it so I could sit here, but it's in the trunk now. It's probably gonna need brakes because it's been sitting for so long. A bunch of other stuff that goes with the engine swap, engine mount, stuff like that. It needs body work. Like, the car looks good 90% of the time on camera, but it's definitely rough, so it needs a lot of work. So then I'm caught up with, do I spend the money now and put the supercharged V6 in it right off the bat, or just put the NA V6 in it just so it can move and get under its own power and go places, and save up the rest of the money for the actual supercharged V6 swap when I can do everything right? Like, I can do the body work, the paint job, the suspension, I can clean up the interior, then I can do the engine and the transmission and just do it all at once? Or should I do the supercharged V6 route? Sean thinks I should put the supercharged V6 in it now. Max probably would say supercharged V6. Most of my friends would say supercharged V6. I'm just not sure if that's a magnitude of a project I want to take on right now, especially after just finishing the head gasket on that car. The Celica. The Celica's parked right over there. I'm looking at it. I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence about what engine I should put in it. I'm going to do my research. If any of you out there watching have done an L36 to an L67 swap in any of these W body or G body platforms, I think the Bonneville is a G body and the Grand Prix and the Impalas are all W bodies, let me know. I'll probably I'll need some help. Like, I've done engine swaps and stuff before with Max, but if I'm going to be honest, that was like 60% him, 40% me. If I was being completely honest, it's probably 70% Max, 30% me. But like, don't get me wrong, I want to supercharge it at some point. It's all time and money, so... And yes, I know, I have way too much sentimental attachment to this thing. This thing is not worth what I want to do to it. But I think I'm gonna do it. It's my first car and I want to do it. I'm not gonna put this kind of money into all my cars, but this one's special to me. I put 60,000 kilometers on it. It was pretty reliable for the 2 years that I owned it. Like, it always needed one thing here or there, but it never completely left me stranded. I don't only think it ever left me stranded once. And that wasn't the car's fault, that was my fault for misdiagnosing a problem it was having. The car's not gone. I know some people thought it was gone. The Bonneville's still here, and we're gonna put a new engine in it. That's the plan. We're gonna put a new engine in it. I don't know what engine we're gonna put in it, but I know we are gonna put an engine in it at some point. So get excited, because during quarantine, like, we don't have a lot to do, so this might be happening sooner rather than later. And you guys know I'll keep you up to date on what's going on with this car as much as I can. I didn't update you since September because there really was no reason to. Like, the car just, this is where it's been, you know? It's just been hanging out, and I didn't have the money to do anything with it. Like, I'm a student, you know? Me, Sean, Max, we're all students. We don't have money just to be throwing at cars. So, once I bought the Celica, I just kind of drove that and enjoyed it. And I knew that come summertime, I would turn my attention back to this, because in the summertime, I think any student can relate to this. In the summertime, we're making more money. We have a little bit more money to spend. Should we be engine swapping cars during college? Probably not, but I'm going to try anyway. So we'll see what happens. You guys know I'll keep you posted. I hope you enjoyed this upload. There's not really a whole lot more to talk about. Oh no, yes there is. I'll show you the suspension that I have kicking around here for the car right now. And I don't know how bad the wind is out here, but my Scully production sticker is still on the back camera. Here we go. All right, so it might be kind of hard to show you, but this is the new rear suspension for the Bonneville. Because, hold up, I'm gonna come in here and talk to you. This car originally had air ride in the back, GM's air suspension, but a lot of those systems on the Buicks and the Pontiacs, and I think the Cadillacs had it too, they almost all went bad. And when they did, this was the conversion kit that got sold for this car. There's Trips' information, and I sourced these parts through them, and they've been a huge help in keeping this car going over the years. This car and the Celica, they've helped me out a lot with both these cars. So shout out to Trips. But yeah, this is the suspension that's gonna go on it. Tuck that in there. this is for another time. Actually, there's a video idea. I'll go through all of the things that I ever had done to this car and add them up, because it's a lot. It's a lot. The rear suspension on this car, if you can see in there, like, it looks all right, but hold on, let me get back in. The rear suspension on this car is like, it looks fine, but when you start driving and like going over bumps, like, this car has a resonator delete. Suspension rattle, will literally drown out the exhaust. And anybody who's ridden in this car or seen this car can, what's the word? Can back me up that this car makes itself known when you go somewhere. It's loud. Like, the Sleek is not loud at all. This thing is brutally loud. Not brutally, sorry. But it's loud. It will be brutally loud when it comes back, though, because those two big mufflers out back, they're coming off. Bonnie's been down for a while, and when she comes back, she's going to have a lot to talk about. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Yeah, I'm gonna engine swap the Bonneville. I'm not sure what else I'm gonna do to it other than the rear suspension. I think I'll figure out what I'm gonna do to it as I go. I hope you enjoyed this kind of update episode on the original car to the channel. Hopefully the wind noise isn't too bad. Thank you for watching. All right, well, you guys saw I tried to end the video outside, but the wind noise is really, really bad today, so I'm gonna end it in here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sitting through this update on my original car, my Pontiac Bonneville, the original car to the channel. I think it was in the very first video I uploaded, actually. I'll have to check that, but I'm pretty sure it was in the very first video I ever uploaded on the channel. You guys know what's gonna go down. It's getting an engine swap. It's getting new rear suspension. It'll get probably other things as we dive into what it actually needs. It's gonna be fun to engine swap this thing, though. I miss it. I want it back. The Sleek is a ton of fun, but this car is a ton of fun too, and it means a lot to me. You know, a lot of memories went down behind the steering wheel and in this view. So this car is coming back to the channel for sure. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Bye, Bonnie. See you later. I'll see you guys on the next upload.